I think my screen is visible.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Yes. So today, the guiding values of the Indian Constitution we are going to start with, and please join fast, Peter. And while you are joining, let me put you on to the video. So quickly join all of you, and meantime you can see this video.
Hi. Huh?
So Naija, Aditya, Vatsal, Ricky, please put your cameras on. Aheli, I can see nobody's camera is on. See,
Ma'am Naija.
Naija, is your camera on? I can't see. Okay, now I can see. Okay, fine, fine, good. So okay.
What? Ah, Dr. Zoidberg. Oh, I'm Dr. Zoidberg. Huh? There you go.
So the question is, what is the learning in this video? You know that? Kindly write your answers, and I request others also to join fast, Peter. Very good, Anshika is saying this, the way we do the same thing we are going to get back. So our behavior, Sanchi is writing, our behavior towards others should not be bad. So if we do bad to others, if we not behave well with others, so same thing had we can suffer a lot. So Naija is writing, do not let yourself get affected by the evil deeds of others. At the end, they will be testing their own Medicine. Okay, yes. So that means as we do the same thing, we are going to get back, right? So let us see what we are going to do in today's class. So basically, we'll focus on first two learning objectives, and that is values that inspire and guided the freedom struggle that form the foundation of India's democracy. So that would be the one thing. And second, interpret the value embedded in the preamble of Indian Constitution. So this will remain the agenda of today's class. And to make you connect with yesterday's learning or to make learning forward, you have to write your pre-reads. So that is, when did the Indian Constitution came into an effect, and who was the president of Constituent Assembly? The word chairman is written wrongly here. So who was the president of the Constituent Assembly? So Sachi is writing 26 January 1950 and Rajendra Prasad. Wonderful. Kudos, Sachi. You're going to get a smiley for your quick response. Okay. Now meanwhile, let me put you on to the slides. So now, let us see what all happens. What all are the things? So, Constitution we are reading about, and the constitutional design. So basically, how the Constitution of India is being like, what all things are there, what are the values, how it is being designed. So the chapter is about that. So if you just look at it, if I want to read, and what if I just wanted to find out what is there in my Constitution, so do I need to read the entire Constitution? Yeah, definitely we must read this, but is it so easy to read the Constitution? It got so technical language, so technical terms that for the common people, or even from the like law graduate also, for the first time they can't make it out. So is it necessary for the common people to read entire Constitution again and again? How can otherwise I will be knowing what is there in Constitution? So that is not an easy task, and that can be done with the two different approaches. First of all, if I just wanted to know what is there in my Constitution, so I will look at the viewpoint of the people, those who have made it. So if I look at the leaders or their speech or their thoughts, what they think about the Constitution, so definitely I will understand what they will write in the Constitution. Second approach is also very interesting. Even you can look the introduction of the Constitution, and that is a preamble. So every book, if you, I told in the previous class also, and every book having their introduction in which they write what is this book is about, what all things are there in this book. Similarly, here the Constitution also have its preamble, where the philosophy of Constitution is shared. So if we read that philosophy, by that even we can come to know what is written in that Constitution. So as a first approach, let us think about the three big leaders and what was their point of view regarding the Constitution. So let us begin with the Mahatma Gandhi. He was not at all a Constitution Assembly member, but his view was his vision was shared by many people, those who were there in the Constituent Assembly. And whatever his thinking was there, it has been perfectly matched with the vision of the Constitution of India. And his disciples, his followers, all were there in the Constituent Assembly. Even a year, long years ago, in his magazine Young India in 1931, he also wrote that what he wanted, that what kind of constitution India must have. So may I request one of you to kindly read this for the entire class so that the class can listen about it? Vatsal is raising hand. Yes, Vatsal. Vatsal is the first person to raise hand, and then Aiza. No, then Dhruv. So Vatsal, please read.
I shall strive for a constitution which would release India from all from what is written. I'm unable to identify what's written.
Well done.
Okay. Serfdom and patronage. I shall work on India in which the poorest shall feel that the country whose making have an effective voice, an India in which there shall be no high class and low class, an India in which all committees shall live in perfect harmony. There can be no room in such an India for the curse of untouchability or the curse of the intoxicating drink and drugs. Women will enjoy the same rights as men. I shall be satisfied with nothing else.
Okay, well said. So somebody, Dhruv, will you repeat this?
Yes, ma'am.
Please repeat this. Read it again. I shall strive for the constitution.
Okay, ma'am. I shall strive for a constitution which will release India from all thraldom and patronage. I shall work for an India in which the poorest shall feel that it is their country in whose making they have an effective voice, an India in which there shall be no high class and low class of people, an India in which all communities shall live in perfect harmony. There can be no room in such an India for the curse of untouchability or curse of the intoxicating drinks and drugs. Women will enjoy the same rights as men. I shall be satisfied with nothing else.
So, yeah, so he wrote that what he wanted. So he said that I will release I the constitution which release India from all thraldom. That means all slavery, patronage, like the people are privileged there. So and I want that kind of constitution where even the last person or even the very poor person, his voice can also be better. Not only that, but even like everyone should live in the harmony. No such Indian where the people could be drinking alcohol or may untouchability should not be there. Even the drugs people will not take, and even the women enjoy the same status as the men. So this was the Mahatma Gandhi's viewpoint about the equality in the constitution. So with this, this was his point of view. Let me put you on to the another one, and that is the B.R. Ambedkar. He
Excuse
was
me, ma'am.
just uh, yes, what's up?
I'm saying not to understand the entire contents or the way or the, what exactly point of view it is. We need to understand the viewpoint of the major people who exactly
Okay.
help this
So if I
construct.
want to know about what is there in Constitution, uh, I must know the viewpoint of these great personalities. What could be their point of view in the Constitution, right? So now let us see the this B.R. Ambedkar. He was totally against what Mahatma Gandhi used to say. He was very practical. He was saying that in India there was a big inequality exists. So he was very against the Mahatma Gandhi's point of view. So next was Naija. Naija, please read this for the entire class.
Sure, ma'am. This dream of an India has eliminated inequality was shared by Dr. Ambedkar, who played a key role in the making of the constitution, but he had a different understanding of how inequalities could be removed. He often bitterly criticized Mahatma Gandhi and his vision. In his concluding speech to the Constituent Assembly, he stated his anxiety very clearly. On the 26th of January 1950, we are going to enter a life of contradictions. In politics, we'll have equality, and in social and economic life, we will have inequality. In politics, we will be recognizing the principle of one man, one vote, and one vote, one value. In our social and economic life, we shall, by reason of our social and economic structure, continue to deny the principle of one man, one value. How long shall we continue to live this life of contradictions? How long shall we continue to deny equality in our social and economic life? If we continue to deny it for long, we will do so only by putting our political democracy in peril.
Very good. So, what was his point of view? He was saying that we are having the contradiction. What is the contradiction? That the constitution makes everybody equal, but socially and economically poor, the people are not equal. Socially, they are backward classes, and economically, they are very poor. So, he said that if we can't make it like that, like this is a contradiction. Politically equality and socially non-equal people are there. So this is a contradiction. If we will remain and we will continue with it, and we will not make people socially and economically also equal, so then the political equality does not exist after some time. So he said that we have to make people socially and economically also equal to others. Now, who is going to read this third one? So Sanchi is here. Sanchi, the third one. It is a Jawaharlal Nehru's point of view, and he wrote. No, not he. He did not write, but he was given this speech when India became free in 15 August 1947. Right. So that time, this was a famous speech of him that tries with the destiny. So Sanchi is going to read about it.
Sure, ma'am. Long years ago, we made a tryst with destiny, and now the time comes when we shall redeem our pledge, not wholly or in full measure, but very sustainably. At the stroke of the midnight hour, when the world sleeps, India will awake to life and freedom. A moment comes which come but rarely in history when we step out from the old to the new, when an age ends and when the soul of nation, long suppressed, find utterance. It is fitting that at the solemn moment we take the pledge of dedication to the service of India and her people and to the still large cause of humanity. Freedom and power bring responsibility. The responsibility rests upon the Assembly, a sovereign body representing the sovereign people of India. Before the birth of freedom, we have endured all the pains of labor, and hearts are heavy with the memory of this sorrow. Some of those pains continue even now. Nevertheless, the past is over, and it is the future that beckons to us now. That future is not one of ease or resting, but of incessant striving so that we may fulfill the pledges we have so often taken and the one we shall take today. The service of India means the service of the millions who suffer. It means the ending of poverty and ignorance and disease and inequality of opportunity. The ambition of the greatest man of our generation has been to wipe every tear from every eye. That may be beyond us, but as long as there are tears and suffering, so long our work will not be over.
Very good, Sachi. So, what was Jawaharlal Nehru's point of view? He said that in India there is an inequality and the people are suffering. It's not only the one people or the two people, almost everyone is suffering there. And we have to work hard as a head of the government. He said that we have to work hard and we have to work hard until the last person's suffering should not be ended. So, he was basically pointing out the inequality in the opportunities. Many people, those who are rich, they get very easily access to the opportunities, but those who are lagging behind, those who are poor, they don't get any opportunity to come forward. So he said that we have to work hard so that we can make people equal and can provide them equal opportunities in terms of everything. Like in terms of the job, in terms of their food, clothing, and everything, they must be equal. So this was his point of view. And
Ma'am, can you explain
Niger,
the Jawaharlal Nehru point of view again?
okay, I'm
Like
just
his speech.
just give me a second. Just give me a second. I'm explaining again. So okay, so okay, fine, Naija, I got it. What were you saying? So I was saying that the Jawaharlal Nehru's point of view was that, look at it. He was saying that in India people are suffering. He acknowledged that in India people have an inequality; they suffers. But actually, the main cause of this suffering is that they are not getting opportunities. For example, if a person is poor, so he does not have an opportunity to read and write, and because he does not have money, so he cannot make his life better. So he said we have to work to provide people opportunities, so that he said, he did not say that we have to forcefully make people equal, but he said that we have to make people equal, so that equal opportunity everybody will get. And if everybody will get equal opportunity, so definitely if the opportunities are equal, everybody will avail those opportunity, and their life will become better. So this was his point of view. Is it okay, bacha?
So how was it different from uh,
See,
from the view?
so Vatsal, that is my point. How these point of views are different. Mahatma Gandhi only said about that we have our society is inequality. I will not be satisfied until unless everybody will become equal. Okay. So this was the point of view of Mahatma Gandhi. He did not say that what we have to do to make people equal. Neither he took any action to make people equal. When it comes to B.R. Ambedkar, he said no, we have to make people equal, but forcefully. What could be the force? But maybe by reservation or any such means, because we have to make people socially and economically well. So he was looking after the economic well-being of the people. While if you look at the Jawaharlal Nehru's point of view, it is much more practical oriented. Actually, the people are poor because they don't have opportunities. If a person is poor and he does not have if the person is illiterate, right? For example, if a person is illiterate and he does not have a school nearby, so will he be going to become educated? And if he will not be educated, that means he will not be getting good job, and then he will remain poor throughout his life. So if I'll provide him an opportunity, if I'll open one school nearby to his area, or maybe a college to very near to his place, so he's getting an opportunity to get admission, and then he will read, and he himself will become capable to handle his life. That is the difference between all three.
So
Ma'am,
what's the
can you
definition?
Say it again.
Ma'am, can you tell how B.R. Ambedkar forced the equality, like forcefully? Like,
Okay.
what were his
So
measures?
his vision was to make people equally. We have to make law, right? Though it is not written in the book. So the reservation was his plan. Okay. So to make people equal, he said we have to make the constitutional arrangements, and if we are making the constitutional arrangements, then the people will become equal, right? That is why he was not saying anything. He said we have to, by constitution, if we are providing, we have to make then arrangement within the constitution, so that people can become equal. Okay.
Ma'am, so you're saying that politically or by laws we have to make them equal.
Exactly. So this was his point of view.
Could you explain again?
Actually, his point of view was to make people equal by law. How can we make people equal by law? By making the constitutional provisions that if we are not going to make them equal, so then we are going to go to jail. If certain words are to be used, then the people can be imprisoned. If the reservations are not there, so the people will, like in the jobs, the people will get they have to go to the what they have to do, they have to take a reservation, and through the reservation the jobs can be there. So all these things are written in the constitution. So these all are the constitutional provisions, right? That was the difference between his point of view and the point of view of Jawaharlal Nehru. And so the Mahatma Gandhi, Jawaharlal Nehru, they were not talking about these reservations and the constitutional policies. While B.R. Ambedkar was in favor of that constitutional provisions must be there, so that the people can become equal. Is okay, Vatsal?
I was unable to catch you.
Do you know what
I'm
is the constitutional? Yes. So, Vatsal, do you know what is the constitutional provisions? If I'm using 8th class, you might have done this question to make constitutional provisions.
Yes, ma'am.
Right. So the constitutional provisions means
I'm
that to
talking
make
about
such
various
laws.
reservations, and as such laws which provide some sort of safeguard.
Yes. So such laws should be there which make people equal. Right. So through the constitution, he wanted to make people equal. while we are talking about the Jawaharlal Nehru and the your Mahatma Gandhi, they did not share the same vision. They did not want that there should be something written in the constitution to make people equal. So that is the difference between their point of view.
So he used the political means in order to fulfill his endeavors.
Exactly. Right. So meanwhile, all of you have completed this. Most of you have completed this activity. So now let me put you on to the think line question. Explain the method to understand the philosophy of the Constitution of India. How can we understand the Constitution of India? That could be your first question, and I gave this answer in the very beginning. And then, on the basis of the word spoken by B.R. Ambedkar, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, on the page number such so and so, may not be like in newer book, it might be differ. So, two questions you need to do. One is identify one idea which is common to all these three, and what is the different way of expressing their common ideas, how they're different, what is the difference in their ideas. These two questions you need to explain.
Ma'am, the points of differences will be the one which you just told, right?
Yes, of course, or whatever you could have interpreted it, that also you can write. Kindly go through, you have read those articles just now in a book, so through that you can write these things, bacha.
And while on the other hand, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru want to exploit opportunities, want to make various means for them, or rather social.
Vatsal, what are you saying, bacha?
I'm saying that Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru want to particularly provide opportunities to the poor in order to reduce down the.
Not understood. You are saying something about Jawaharlal Nehru, but what exactly, that I'm not catching.
I'm Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru.
Yes.
I'm going to explain the philosophy of Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru.
Okay, fine. I got it. So you wanted to explain the philosophy. Actually, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru said that people of India are suffering. They are suffering because of so many different things. Like we people were enslaved by the Britishers, we people were poor. So there could be many causes for the suffering. He did not speak about that. So he was understanding there are different causes for people of India to suffer. And he did not even talked about that social equality, political equality, or Mahatma Gandhi said that women should be there and the liquor should not be there, women should be treated equally. So he did not mention specific inequality, but he said that in general all of the people are like people are there in the India, those who are suffering, right? So and he said that we as a government has a duty, because they were the chosen people, so they have a duty to make people uh, those who are suffering, to make remove their suffering, whatever suffering they are suffering from, and whatever kind of problems they are having, so they have to make everybody equal and they have to remove their suffering. This was Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru's point of view. So
So it was
actually, yes,
particularly
if you think
providing
about
means
B.R.
from the
Ambedkar, and they are having very specific vision. Like Mahatma Gandhi said about the women and the liquor. Jawaharlal Nehru said, sorry, B.R. Ambedkar said about the caste system, the social and economic, the poorer people and the social equality. While Jawaharlal Nehru said that it is not being confined to just the women's status, is just not confined to the liquor and the drugs, and it just not the social equality or the poorer things, but everybody must be equal. So we must work for whatever kind of inequality is present in India, whatever. Maybe it's the tribal one, maybe it's about the education system. So any kind of inequality which is there in India, we have to work for that.
From
So
their
let me
point for the common idea was to eliminate the sufferings or for working to eliminate
uh,
inequality.
Asal, can you write? You just write these answer in the Nearpod and I'll check from there. That would be better idea because many times I have to guess what you are saying, Bacha. So Sanvi is writing that the method to understand the philosophy of Constitution of India, read the view of the major leaders, well said, Bacha, and read about the philosophy. Important, read the Constitution say about his own philosophy. So how, where the Constitution is saying? Constitution is saying in the preamble of Constitution. So we can read that and by that we will be knowing what is there.
Excuse ma'am.
Yes,
Ma'am, I have already written in the chat room. Can you explain the apartheid policy?
okay, apartheid.
Yes, ma'am.
But the apartheid was a system which was very, see, what is very unique to Indian system. So in India we have a different caste, Brahman, Vaishya, Kshatriya, and Shudra. These are the different castes we are having in India. Similarly, in South Africa there was a system of apartheid was there. So there the people used to discriminate. The white people used to discriminate the other people on the basis of the race. Like they said that there are the colored Indians and the uh, your black people are there. So on the basis of race, those people were having the policy of segregation. Like one race people, those who consider themselves superior, will get better facilities, and the people those who are they consider as the inferior race will not get the good facilities in their life. And to maintain that segregation they have made their everything separated, like the area in which the white people used to live, the black people cannot even visit that area. Churches where the white people used to go, the black people even cannot enter into those churches. And even the cinema halls, even the bus stands, and even in the train the compartments were fixed for the white people, those the compartments which were very lavish and very good. And if any black people try to encroach that particular area, or they just wanted to avail those facilities, if they even visited in their area, they were being severely punished. And to prove that, you might have listened to the story of Mahatma Gandhi once upon a time when he was going to one city. So he was thrown out from the train compartment, although he was having a ticket, but he was sitting in the compartment which was reserved for the white people. So this was a policy which is known as apartheid. And what is apartheid? A best, a very worst form of, the baddest form of the racial discrimination. Right, Sringi.
Ma'am,
Thank
can
you.
you explain the difference between philosophy and preamble?
A preamble is the introduction to the constitution. Philosophy means whatever we understand about so many things. Like my philosophy is that simple living and high thinking. I consider my life like that. And maybe other people maybe think that their philosophy can be like they have to be very all very catchy should be there, may not like maybe in their life they just wanted that everything everybody must praise them. So that can be the philosophy. What do I think in my mind about the things? That is a philosophy. So what is there in the constitution, what is the thinking in the constitution, so it is about that. So let me see some of these. So, Samriddhi Bacha, first answer you are writing correct, but in the second answer, kindly write the difference also.
Yes, ma'am. I've just
Ma'am,
typed
can
it.
you
Okay, she
tell?
ma'am.
One by one. Let me come to the main screen then. And let me start the another thing also. Meanwhile, Mahatma Gandhi was not the member of the Constituent Assembly. Justify why he was not that. Okay, now one by one. So let me see whose hand is raised. Okay, first of all, Sargam is saying something. Yes, Sargam.
Ma'am, I had raised my hand for reading, not answering.
Okay, Bacha. Paridhi, were you asking something?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, actually, I was asking the points for the first question of the last slide.
Okay.
The last near
So the
points.
question was this. This were the point, right? These 2 points we understand our constitution by reading the view of the same our major leaders. If we know what were the views of those who have made the constitution, we will understand what will be there in the constitution, right? And other way is that you just read the preamble or the what constitution says about itself. So constitution, where the constitution is speaking that what I am, so it is been there in the in the preamble of the constitution. So the second thing is we can even read through the what constitution says about its own philosophy. And in tomorrow's class, when you will read this particular portion, so today we dealt with this, what leader says, right? And tomorrow we will deal with this particular thing, what constitution says about its own philosophy. So you will understand better then. But these are the two ways through which we can understand what is there in the constitution. Okay.
Could you repeat what you were saying?
Yes, what sir?
Could you repeat what you were saying?
I said that tomorrow we will do about the preamble of the constitution, in which it is being written that what constitution says about itself. Right? Two philosophy we discussed. Today we have done about the leader's point of view. Tomorrow we will do about the preamble.
Okay, and so what exactly was the final draft of what they wanted as the final outcome?
Say it again.
And so tomorrow we are going to understand the final outcome or the decision that was made.
Yeah, that will be in tomorrow's class. So, next point, next thing, Mahatma Gandhi was not a member of the Constituent Assembly. What could be the reason for that, Bacha?
Ma'am, can you repeat your question?
Yes, the question is Mahatma Gandhi was not the member of the Constituent Assembly. So, what could be the reason for that? So, Naija is writing Mahatma Gandhi was not the member of the Constituent Assembly since he did not want to get involved into any political debate. Very good, Bacha. His methods were different, and even one more point is there, Naija. Constituent Assembly was chosen indirectly by the Legislative Assembly's member, right? And he was not the member of the Legislative Assembly, and it all had happened according to the plan of cabinet mission which came in India to make India free. So they decided who will be the member of the Constituent Assembly, who will not be the member of the Constituent Assembly. And they have chosen the people and the representative from the provincial legislative assemblies. And that is how the Mahatma Gandhi, because he was not contesting the election, so he was not the part of that.
Okay, ma'am, I'll just add that.
Could you repeat?
Vatsal, I said that cabinet mission has come to make India's freedom plan. And they in that freedom plan,
Can you repeat the word cabinet?
cabinet mission, right? So cabinet mission has come to make to when India was about to free. So cabinet mission came in India to plan out how they are going to give India a freedom. According to their plan, the Constitution Assembly was to be set up. Who will make the India's constitution, and who will be the member of the Constituent Assembly. So they decided that they will choose a member from the legislative assemblies of the provincial areas, like from the various provinces. So they have chosen the member from there indirectly. And that is how, because Mahatma Gandhi never contested the election, so he was not the part of any assembly. So he was not the part of Constituent Assembly.
And they were elected by the.
Vatsal, you just, I suggest one thing. Kindly read your 8th class last chapter. How India got freedom when cabinet mission came, what they have done. So everything is written there, bacha. So kindly read that last chapter of 8th class. You will get to know when this commission has come, what was their point of view. So then you will understand it better, right?
Excuse ma'am.
Yes, bacha.
Ma'am, were the ANC and the umbrella organization both the same?
No. ANC was an umbrella organization, but the meaning of umbrella organization is something different. Umbrella organization means biggest organization under which so many other organizations work. As an example, you can take that UNO. UNO, you understand now? United Nations organization. The
Yes, ma'am.
UNO is the umbrella organization, right? And under this UNO, so many other organizations like WHO, WTO, World Trade Organization, even UNESCO, UNICEF, they all work under the WHO. So what is WHO? WHO is an umbrella organization under which so many other organizations works. In the same manner, the African National Congress was an umbrella organization under which so many other small organization was also working.
Ma'am, for this question, how many points are should we write?
I'm checking that only, beta. Very good, Deshna. Wonderful answer. So Deshna has written 5 points, and kudos to Deshna. Deshna, you are going to get a smiley for this. So 5 points are sufficient. I'm just reading out her point. He did not accept or acknowledge any members' view, other members' view. His view and opinion is always to aim at serving the people. He did not want to involve in the political debates. Cabinet mission came out to India, and he decided those members who form the legislative assembly indirectly. Since Mahatma Gandhi was never participated in such a elections, he was not the member of the assembly, and that is how he was not the member of the legislative. He was not the member of the constituent assembly. Well done,
No
Bacha.
answer. Aditya Kumar.
Excuse me, ma'am.
I think Anshika is speaking. Yes, Anshika.
Ma'am, I have uploaded my answer on the Neopod, but I think the answer isn't reflecting at your end, and similarly in the previous slide also this same happened.
Put it in the chat, bacha. I will read from here, beta.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Yes, I'll read from here. So lastly, I'm putting you on to the success criteria, and that is your MCQ. And MCQ is about to understand the meaning sovereign republic. Let us see how much you people understand. So kindly put your answers here. And meanwhile, after putting your answers, you people can leave the class because it's already 45. So kindly write, and after